stretchable and expandable, depending on the level of detail you want.
You've got these semantic maps that you can kind of use. Because, I mean, if you think about it, they're saying known as the DIKW pyramid.
Okay.
And it starts, the D is for data.
Yes.
So I just say 1991. That's just data.
Yeah.
If I give that meaning, it becomes information.
Yeah.
I say that's the year of my birth.
Yes.
Ooh, that's, 1991. Okay, we now have information about Michael. We know he's now, over the age of 30. You now have information on me. Knowledge is when you start connecting this all together. We know that the drinking age in South Africa is you have to be over 18. Oh, Michael is above the age of 18, because of his birth date. Therefore, we know Michael is legally allowed to drink alcohol.
Okay, got you.
And then, of course, wisdom will be like, should Michael drink?
This is a little bit more difficult to logic.
You can almost put it down like, if he's at a party and he's feeling socially awkward, then yes. If he's giving a conference at the Actuarial Society,
maybe no.
But then it's very interesting to know, why was that answer yes, why was that answer no?
Yeah.
And you look at all these other things. So I think for me, when ChatGPT came out, I don't understand how large language models actually work. I can't come out and explain and give a nice thing. But I have enough faith in them. I have enough faith to be like, oh, I've been reading up a little bit about
but
this
not
stuff.
blind faith, right? There's still an element of where there has to be oversight and you actually have to use your own brain. It's best when you're using these tools.
Yes, I guess it's kind of like with why I accepted crypto was I read the textbook on blockchain, didn't understand it. The cryptographic mathematics was a little bit higher in my grade. But I was able to see a little bit of the logic in it to, like I said, then have the faith for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like now,
it's like the benefit of the doubt kind of thing.
Like, because, we've got from Bitcoin, we've gone to Ethereum, we've gone to Polygon, and these other ones are so much more complex.
But they're all built on that same
principle of decentralized computing can provide security and all these lovely things. And I think it's the same with the AI. The AI is, I know enough about it to have faith in it. So what I'm currently doing is, it's almost like I'm going back to what I was doing with the USSD. In fact, I created a little model of the USSD where now people can send a message to the USSD and then it goes through ChatGPT in my prompt and says, okay, take this person's message and reply with a Bible verse. And then the AI can then send that person back a Bible verse.
So now you don't have the data set, you can just put it into the language model.
But seeing some of the questions the users were putting through, I was like, ooh, maybe there needs to be some user...
Needs to be some tweaking.
Or some user training.
Yeah, okay, that's you. Oh, that's you. Yeah, so it's not just...
Like, these are the questions that can do, these are the questions that can't do. Might need to be just a bit more explicit on that. But it's cool because it's almost like giving AI to anyone with an old cell phone. You can SMS.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need any form of smartphone necessarily.
So, and like I said, one of my big passions is religion. And I've always felt like I don't know enough about religion. But now with the AI, you can kind of it just gives you that confidence. Like, okay, I can now make videos on religion because I've got this, all the wisdom of the theologians packed into this AI.
Yeah. And
what's lovely with the AI is like, you ask for something on finance or sport or that, it's got maybe 100 years of data. Modern economics probably even less. On religion, it's got 6,000 years of data that it's writing on. So I actually think the best use case for AI right now, from a content creating point of view, is on religion, meaning of life, existentialism, rather than
on longitudinal data there, as opposed to, well, not longitudinal necessarily, but it's just more dense.
Yeah. And this thing is crazy because I was busy doing a video on a sermon given by Saint Basil the Great.
Okay.
And that's when you're cool. You got both saint and great. And this AI knew exactly what that sermon was. It knew what series it was part of. It knew why it was considered a great sermon. It could even draw up all the things. It was like, they were dealing with these heresies and this other religion was saying matter is evil and that's why he's coming with this view and this. And also, it's crazy to see how ancient Christianity or early Christianity was so philosophical. Sheesh, like Augustine and Basil and all these guys. It's almost like you need a crash course in Plato to kind of fully grasp what it is. Whereas a lot of preaching today has almost become like very self-help, fluffy,
motivational, talky,
easy listening to, feel good. Where this stuff, you're like, oh wow, this is
it's like deep cut and stuff.
Yeah, and it's cool because now we're using a variety of the AI. So we're getting the one AI to read out the sermon.
Yes.
Okay, and it puts on a little bit of the voice and everything like that.
Okay.
You can get another.
So it's like a podcast, then making it into a podcast kind of idea, so people can listen to it.
Yeah. So the series I'm going to be releasing now is you listen.
Also on YouTube.
Also on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. So you listen to the sermon, and then the next day will be my like review video of that sermon,
Which is not AI generated.
So it's me, but me ChatGPTing every single question, or asking all the questions that would naturally have arisen from someone listening to it. Like, oh, why are they talking about that? What
does that mean?
What is the geopolitical situation at the moment for them to have brought that up? Those kind of like fun things. But then, there's an AI that makes music. And this AI makes the most amazing music. So every Wednesday, I release a new worship song. And I do it in the style of EDM. I do it in the style of hip-hop.
Exactly. You just sort of ask it as to what you want.
Yeah. So ChatGPT writes the lyrics, and then the music thingy generates the tunes. It generates like a whole different various. Most of them are rubbish, but I will listen to them like every now and then. You're like, ooh,
that's actually quite good.
that one actually can work.
Sure.
And then piecing it all together. So the ultimate idea is to almost have the whole church experience as a YouTube channel, but you pick and choose. So if you just want to listen to the music, you listen to the music. If you just want to listen to the sermons, you just listen to the sermons. If you just want to do this or that, it's kind of like pick and choose.
It's like an archive of resources.
And these type of things. I have reached out to some of the churches, to think, I can go to church and tell them, hey, I did enterprise risk management, I can lower your insurance premiums, we can do this.
Yeah.
So one thing the AI can do is it can take a pastor's message and convert it into 29 different languages. To literally, reach the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, churches are like the one preacher said it's from Satan. And
what AI?
Yeah, and it's fascinating because I think whenever there's a new technology, that is disruptive.
Yeah.
Conservative forces and tradition will be like, whoa, like let's just hit the brakes a little bit. So from a business point of view, it's probably not the best thing to go AI and religion. But I am in this fortunate situation where crypto did very well for me. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to, have like a day job every day.
Got you. So you can invest in these things that you find interesting.
So I still do like a project every now and then.
100%, but you have more flexibility.
But
you're doing.
So that's why I can come on a Wednesday for class.
Which I'm deeply getting on board.
Walk around at GCT.
Something I just want to touch on that you said, you spoke about in the context of churches, but I think there is also a worry from people in the actuarial community as to what AI is going to do for the roles that actuaries hold. And I think, I remember I was doing an orientation talk earlier this year when the first years were coming in, and there was a question around, will AI replace actuaries and will it replace the skills that we offer because it can just do it more efficiently and can draw on data, etc. What would be your kind of take on that?
I'm a little bit split. So I've got these two answers that are currently wrestling in my brain. On the one hand, maybe I've got a little bit too much faith in AI, where I'm like, every single human process or action or thought can be broken down into steps that can be carried out by a computer.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of time. So it's not if, but when. And the AI is going to do everything that we can do. Mm-hmm. It's going to replace all jobs, and we're going to basically be on. It's going to be December every month.
We're going to live in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, we're going to, like, a lot of, coming almost back to religions. A lot of religions talk about this idea of restoring paradise. Going back to this Garden of Eden state, and with AI doing all the heavy lifting and all the hard work, humanity might end up in paradise. Mm-hmm. We're probably going to go through hell before we get there with the riots and disruptions, and it's going to do everything at a disjointed period. But I think at the end, yes, actuaries, I think, like everybody, is going to be replaced.
Okay, so it's not unique to us.
Yeah, but like I say, right now, I think we're still safe. Well, maybe safe's the wrong word. I would say we still need it.
Well, there's still value in the skill set that actuaries can bring.
So the were saying that changed my mind on it is I posted this thing on LinkedIn about copulars, what the AI had said on copulars.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, on LinkedIn, I've got a lot of people that I'm connected to, and there were some stats professors who just shot holes through this. I mean, I teach copulars, so I should know better. And that's why I was playing with it, to make something on copulars and that. And it looked good to me. Like I said, the AI output fooled me.
Yeah.
Okay? And I've got the F106 exam, and like I say, I even teach F106. I probably shouldn't be saying this on the podcast.
Because James said, come away, what do you teach us?
And this was something that, I thought, I posted on LinkedIn, and the stats professors were like, no, that's actually wrong. No, degrees of freedom, whatever those things are. I always remember being very confused by that whole concept. They're like, it's actually not always in this case and this and this and that. And that's what made me realize, well, yeah, we've only been writing about copulars for the past, 50, 60 years. And it's not like people have written about this all the time. At least with church and religion.
Yes, isn't that deep downtown?
Every Sunday, all over the world, various priests and pastors are saying 100%. Something. There's Bible groups, there's...
Not to mention the various articles, etc. that are published.
Where copulars, there's maybe 5 people talk about copulars.
I mean, they love it, but there aren't that many, yeah.
But what was scary was the AI was able to pass off as if it knew what it was talking about regarding copulars, but a professional could show that it was talking nonsense. I think we're at a stage now, maybe in the next short period, where the AI will be able to impersonate an actuary. It will be able to come off as being an actuary. It will be able to write a risk report. It will be able to give actuarial opinions that when you look at it, it seems like it's that. But from a professional actuarial point of view, we will be able to see the holes in this system. We'll be like, it's like, no, not always. That's not always the situation. And I think this is where, religion's also more fun for than AI, because you give it a question and then you say, what is the Protestant view? What is the Catholic view? What is this view? What is this view? What is that view? What are alternative views? And because it's religion, there's a million different ways to look at it. Actuarial science, there's a lot less ways of looking at things. Yeah, we might, differ on our assumptions and that, but generally there should be consensus amongst actuaries. You're never going to have consensus amongst the spiritual, which is what makes it a lot more fun.
A lot more dynamic.
What's the point of having a debate if we're all going to get to the same? So I would say that society is wise to hold off, especially on something like actuarial science, where if we get it wrong, we're looking at, millions, if not billions of rands of reserves and people's livelihoods.
Massive applications.
Whereas, like I say, religion, the whole idea is that you're supposed to think along with it. So it says something, okay, but that's not coherent with the rest of the gospel. Maybe you led astray for a day or two, but you come back to, you have your journey, your spiritual journey, but it's you and whatever. And you can always come back. With actuarial science, you make the wrong reserve calculation, or you pay out too much of a dividend this year, and then the next year there's not enough. It can have such huge ramifications. Hence why, actuaries are regulated and preachers aren't. If society just looks at the consequences or the fallout of it. And that's why I feel a lot more comfortable using AI on the religious side. If I was doing actuarial work, maybe use the AI to draft the initial report and all of that, but I would never draft it and hit send. It'd be
there'd be a lot of oversight.
Let me read through it. And it was interesting because I think you're teaching F106. I was putting the questions into the AI, and then I forget exactly what it is, but I remember telling the students, don't say this because it's a misnomer. It's like, that's not what it actually is. And the AI made that same mistake that the students, So I'm trying to think exactly what it was. It around, I think the change of a rating, is that deemed market risk or credit risk or something like that. And I told the students specifically, no, it's market risk and not credit risk. And the AI was saying it's a credit. So there are those things. But I would say definitely play with AI. I think that's what I'm doing at the moment, religion.
Don't fear it.
religion for me is a huge passion. So I love generating the answers. You know, I read what it says. It's fun to make the content, you know, share it out loud, you know, see what other people kind of feel with it. And that's what I encourage you to do, is play around with it. You want to be that actuary who harnesses AI and works with it, rather than, you know, you do have, I see on LinkedIn, there are some people who just like, they're like,